On March the 15th, 2012, 24-year-old Derek Joseph Lueking didn't show up for work, and calls to his cell phone went unanswered. When a mutual friend alerted roommate Ryan Molden that Derek hadn't arrived at work that morning, he called Derek's family. The Luekings traveled from their home in Virginia through the night to Tennessee. Ryan and his family members checked Derek's computer and found a search for the Great Smoky Mountains National Park and a reservation for a hotel. On March 17th, surveillance showed Derek leaving the Microtel Inn and Suites in Cherokee, North Carolina, near the national park at approximately 4 a.m. On the bed of the hotel room, his family found a Bible, and on the floor was a liquor bottle. Derek was wearing just a day pack, and this footage would be the last sighting of Derek before his strange disappearance from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park area. His white Ford Escape was found at the Newfound Gap area in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park near the Tennessee-North Carolina state line at approximately 8:30 a.m. But no one recalled having seen Lueking himself at the park, and his family had been trying to find him since before he would have arrived there. Inside the vehicle was a note simply saying, "Don't try to follow me." Derek had purchased maps of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, a sleeping bag, and a tent, as well as the following supplies: a Gerber axe, part of a military survival manual, a knife sharpener, a Coleman compass with a combination, a thermometer, 100 feet of black parachute cord, a headlamp, a pocket knife, granola bars, an iPod Touch, and a Bear Grylls survival tool pack, including a small flashlight, a fire starter, and a multi-tool. However, he left many of these items in his car, including the tent and sleeping bag. Derek had obviously been preparing for a trip into the wilderness, but strangely, he had not taken any of his newly purchased outdoor gear with him. The kit was worth around $1,000. Pages from a military survival manual, Derek's wallet, and cash were also found in the vehicle. Derek Lueking was 24 years old at the time he went missing. A white male, approximately 5 feet 11 inches tall, 220 pounds, with green eyes and brown hair and a short beard. He was last seen wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, dark-colored track pants with a white stripe down the side of each leg, dark-colored sneakers, and he possibly had a Realtree camouflage rain gear with him, and a dark-colored book bag type day pack. Derek was born in Northern Virginia. He graduated from Johnson University and previously worked as an aide for the Peninsula Behavioral Unit Healthcare Center in Tennessee. His family stated that he was an avid camper and a fan of the survival television show, and they think he may have gone into the park intentionally to spend some time alone. The circumstances of his disappearance are unclear, and his case remains unsolved. Earlier that year, Tim Lueking, Derek's father, had noticed a change in his son. He started drinking a little bit and smoking cigarettes, which was highly unusual for him. He wasn't happy with his job, where his life was going. He assumed Derek was just dealing with post-graduation stress and transition into adulthood. But his family and friends dispute that he had any serious depression or suicidal tendencies which would have caused him to kill himself in the national park. Perhaps the "don't try to follow me" message was left by someone wishing to throw authorities or family off of his scent. Despite the note, search and rescue workers persevered and did try to follow him. An intensive search was launched of the area where his vehicle was found, and rangers interviewed campers and hikers in the vicinity, asking whether they had seen Derek, but strangely no one remembered seeing him, despite it being a sunny day and the area was full of people picnicking, hiking, and so on. As a result, authorities believe that he might have gone off-trail immediately after leaving his car and quickly got lost or intentionally avoided people in the area to avoid detection. Trail search teams explored any area along the trail where it would appear easily that someone would walk off and into the woods. And once off-trail, the teams would look for traces or tracks and clues that anybody passed that way. The teams continued into the woods until they reached a point where it was either unsafe to continue or until they reached a barrier, such as a rhododendron thicket, where Derek could not have gone through without evidence of his passage. The search was called off after more than a week of efforts when nothing turned up. Derek's nickname is Drock, and he could be going by the initials DJ. He had a half-inch beard at the time of his appearance, and he may wear prescription eyeglasses with metal rims for driving. He has stretch marks on his lower back and a tattoo of Japanese characters meaning live or life on his upper left chest. If you have any information in regards to this case, please contact National Park Service at 828-497-1940, or you can call the tip line at 888-653-0009.